right,
we were born this way.
Thank you for that. Okay, Lucas, you two. Oh my God, Lucas, try to be a little more tactful, man.
You
you 2 cent brain idiot. The 90% numbers for the average woman. Look it up, you ratchet. It's science. Yes, mother, wife, daughter, son like me. It's objective, but I did say some variability.
Okay, Lucas, I hope your mom likes you a little bit more now.
Although to be fair, actually, let me walk that back. You did say a pretty egregious thing to Lucas.
No, I didn't.
You said something about his mom?
I said I said I hope that his mom doesn't like him, and I still
that's
and
egregious.
Then that's okay.
That's egregious.
I think he'll keep
I'm
living.
actually on Lucas's side.
I think that you should hear, dude. Some of the things that these guys have been saying to us today. Are you kidding?
What are you on about?
She said that
you're chatting shit.
Hold on. She said that she hopes
because he was talking. Sorry, finish.
No, in your own words, what did you say to Lucas?
Oh no, I know what I said to Lucas,
what did you say?
What Lucas said to us is that women lose their what was it? He said something about fertility, and it's like, well, fertility is not the most important thing. Not everyone wants to have kids. These 4 women right here said that they don't really want to have kids,
and we don't give a fuck what men think.
Yeah, so they're trying to school us on something that they don't even have an opinion on. So I said, I hope your mom doesn't like you because I fucking said that. I don't care. I'll stand by it. I'll stand by it.
What about what they're saying about us?
Stop. So
you stop.
No.
If I carried a baby in my womb for 9 months and it came out and in 20 years it started saying a bunch of shit about women's fertility.
What's wrong with that?
I think that they don't get an opinion because they're not a woman.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay, hold on. A couple things here. Wait, hold on. So, okay. The first thing is that I think
your body, my choice. By the way,
you would say that. It's okay, Andrew.
We'll
still love you
next.
No, we won't. We still love Andrew.
That sounds like a charge ready to happen if it's your.
Let's be guys. Let's be nice. No. We're trying to have a productive conversation here. Last time I checked,
it's impossible.
Yeah, trying to. All right, so a couple things here. I think perhaps even though Lucas, you found what he said objectionable, or maybe he insulted you first to some degree.
Let me apologize.
To some degree.
Sorry.
There's a degree of proportionality that is justified. For example, let's say somebody pokes you. That's wrong. Somebody shouldn't poke you.
I don't give a fuck. I'll poke them back.
Does it give you pretext to murder them? Probably not, right?
I'm sorry, but me saying that to Lucas was not a murder thing.
Oh my God, had you not... Yeah. Do you know what an analogy is? I'm trying to explain.
Yeah.
Trying to articulate.
Do I know what an analogy is? That was so condescending.
Can you stop fucking autisming out or whatever the fuck you're doing?
I'm poking.
It's not autism.
Can you stop? Okay, so I'm using an example to try to articulate a point. No, you did not literally murder Lucas. Now
that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Now, yeah, and it's not what I meant either. So now that we've... God damn.
No, let him finish.
Oh, I'm just laughing.
Now, you said that men aren't allowed to have a position.
I said men shouldn't.
On what?
Have a position on anything about women's fertility.
Why?
Because it's the woman's just decision to have a child whenever she wants to have the child.
Hold on. You need to better articulate. You need a better... So men can't have opinions on this?
No. I said that if a woman wants to have a kid at 35, why does that make her... Like what did that statistic do? Like, what prevalence was that statistic?
Lucas is not making the claim that women are barred from having children
He said that he was just pointing out an objective fact.
Right.
Okay, cool.
To that, you said men should not even be able to have a conversation.
Okay, whoa. That's not...
You think I'm misrepresenting what you said?
I think you are completely misrepresenting what I said.
You said men are not allowed to have an opinion on this.
I think that I made a joke and I said, I hope your mom doesn't like you. And we've been doing a lot of satire tonight because I know that you and Andrew have both been doing a lot of that.
You can't just throw out a statement.
No, but...
And then just be like, oh, it's a show.
No, I do think that men should not have opinions about what happens with a woman's body, including growing a child.
Why?
I do think that. Because they don't have any... Because other than the sperm, they have no... They don't grow the baby themselves. They're not the ones who are. Men can have children until they are literally on their deathbed. Women only have a certain amount of time, till menopause.
Let me just go ahead and grant to you that in the scenario I'm about to give you, this is a man who's not even involved in the woman's life, doesn't even know her. Explain to me why the man can't have an opinion on, for example, the fact that women have a kind of narrow fertility window, and I'll even bring it here because I think this is where you're going. Why can't men have an opinion on abortion?
No, I would like to respond to both of those points. I think that you are taking it as I don't think that men should have an opinion at all, and I think it's because they're using it in a condescending way.
I think that men have words that came out of your mouth.
Yes, absolutely. I think that we're like, I don't want this to get aggressive here because I'm really not trying to be.
Not aggressive.
So I think that what I was trying to say is that I think that the way that it was worded was really kind of pushing a point that there is a point where a woman is not valuable anymore, and that is what that statistic was trying to give me. And I don't think.
Sure.
No, please just let me finish, because if I'm going to let you finish, like, please just allow me
hold
to.
on, but I'm the host, so
Okay, sure, no, go ahead, babe. That's okay.
I like to. So
That's okay.
So
Big
here's
man.
the issue. Here's the issue is that so you're bringing it back to what he said. I'll just go ahead and grant that you think what he said is totally objectionable. You then made a statement saying men should, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, men should not have opinions on this.
On a woman's body and what happens in it.
Okay, so that is your position.
Yeah,
correct?
absolutely.
You're
I stand by that.
You're not joking.
No.
It's not a joke. Okay, so let's explore that. When you say men are not allowed to have an opinion on these topics, why?
I think that you are allowed to have I think that you are allowed to study facts. I think that there's lots of male doctors who study fertility, and that's a very different thing. But when it comes to some random guy who really doesn't know a whole lot about the subject, and he's over here telling me that like my value decreases after 35 because I can't have a kid anymore, like that just rubs me the wrong way, I guess.
Well,
Okay, so
And if I'm reading that, and no, please, because if I interpreted that wrong, then I will 100%
Yeah.
say that. Like,
So
I
let's
will
just
be
say-
wrong.
let's
That's
just say
okay.
he's-
I'm okay with being wrong.
Okay, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Let's just say he's in favor of killing puppies. I don't give a fuck what he said. I'm exploring
Okay.
your claim now, which was, and here, I'll just bring it to the ultimate conclusion. Is your position that men should not have an opinion on abortion?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, why?
Because the man isn't the one who is deciding whether or not to grow the child. The man doesn't have any really, after the insemination, the man has no responsibility to care for that child, to raise that child, or to not do those things.
If he's worried about abortion,
Oh, if he wants to be a dad, absolutely.
forced
No.
to.
If that's the situation, then that is a conversation between you and your partner. Who am I?
and the
Who am I to
government-
tell you what you think?
Okay, I get it. Let me grant the argument to you.
Please.
That because it's your body, nobody should have the
You
ability.
just said your body, my choice, but okay.
No, he was joking. I'm pretty sure. I hope.
Yeah,
he
it's
was, I think
such
he
a
was joking.
funny
He was
joke.
joking. Go ahead, Andrew.
It wasn't a joke. I think that men should have abortion, absolutely.
Or at least be able to opt out.
And not only do I think so, I'm going to give you a counter argument now, and I'd
Okay.
like to actually hear what you have to say about this.
Please.
Men can be drafted and sent to war.
Oh
Women
my
can
God.
go
Who
to
made those
war. They
rules?
Cannot be drafted. Stop talking and let me finish my point.
True.
Women can vote to send men to war and cannot themselves be drafted to go to that war.
Women did not decide
Who
that.
set
you
that
idiot.
system up?
Stop talking. I just let all of you spurred the fuck out for like 5 minutes and didn't say anything. At least
know you
let me
need
make the
control.
argument. Okay? Because women can vote to send men to war and they themselves cannot be drafted for a war, that means that it's men's body and not their choice. It's the same exact fucking logic. Same logic.
But no, it's
Women
not.
didn't
Not
make
at
those
all.
rules. What
Women
are you
didn't
on
make those
about?
rules, and it's the men making the rules about the
The
women's
men
bodies. The men made the rules about who gets drafted. They don't want women in
Complain
war.
to the men in charge, not
Well,
us.
let's-
Seriously. No, let's
let
talk
us-
about it. This is a really, this is a great conversation to have.
Okay, great.
I know lots of women who want to be in the military, but they're not allowed to
Let's
actually
use
fight. They
that
have to be.
line- Let's use that line of logic then. Because men decided it, therefore it's okay. Well, then men decided you can't have abortion.
No, that's not what I said.
Here's your counter syllogism. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you your whole syllogism. Premise one, a person's body is individualized to themselves. Premise two, because a person's body is individualized to themselves, nobody should be able to tell another person what they can or can't do with their body. Right? Conclusion. Men should not be able to tell women that they can't have abortions because it's not their body. That is your syllogism, right?
Yes, I don't think that men should be
Okay,
drafted
then
either.
I'm gonna
I don't
give
think
you-
anyone should be
just
drafted.
Just stop. I just gave you the syllogism. You know I'm giving you your position correctly because you just agreed I was. So I'll give you the counter syllogism. Premise one, men, right, they would be individuals in charge of their body, just like your first premise. Premise two, they should have complete and total autonomy over it because it's theirs. Conclusion, women should never be allowed to vote to send men to war if they cannot themselves be drafted because they now have command over somebody else's body, correct?
Yes, I
That's
agree.
fine.
I agree with you. I don't think that
hang
that should
on.
happen.
Now, hang on. Now that you agree with all that, your counter-argument to this was that, but men made those rules. If that is the counter-argument, and because men made those rules, therefore those rules are just, then my
No.
When
I
did we
said, but
say
men
they're
made those
just?
rules, so that's why you can't be mad at women for that.
the fuck out when I'm like
Lag?
almost done.
Because what are you
Then
talking
can make
about?
a response. Then I swear he can make a response. I'm not going to stop
Oh,
you.
you're stupid.
All I wanted to do was make sure you understood my position. I understood your.
We did,
now
'cause
it's-
you-
Condescension is actually
Yeah.
crazy in here.
You're
I've been
still
very, very
spurting- you're
respectful
still
this entire
spurting out.
time.
You're still spurting out. Just calm down.
You're
Calm
spurting
down.
out.
And we
Okay.
can have the
No, let's be
conversation.
calm.
Just
We can be calm.
ladies, calm down.
You calm down.
So anyway, back to where I was. If it is not your argument that because men made those rules, therefore it's just, then what is your argument for why women should be able to vote to send men to war?
We never said
I
it was
never
just.
said that men should have to be sent to war. I don't think anyone should have to be drafted. I don't think that that is just at all. I think that you should
So no
join the
draft.
military upon your own volition.
We're
I've
just saying
never
it's-
said that. I don't think
complain to
anyone
us.
should have to have
So-
anything about their lives decided for them
So your
at all.
answer is to abolish the draft.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
So if there was a foreign enemy, like let's say China, who was going to invade the United States and you needed soldiers very, very, very quickly, you'd think the government should not be allowed to draft its population.
I think
You were
that
just
ideally
complaining about
No, no, no.
men being drafted.
I
Now you're
think
saying we need men to
I
be
think
drafted.
that ideally we live in a country where our governments don't get into that kind of like
Yeah, there
what's the word?
shouldn't.
Ideally, because you're bringing up a hypothetical scenario as well. So if I can bring my
I mean,
hypothetical
it's happened,
scenario
though.
in,
It's happened. The United
Yeah, it
States has been
happened-
attacked by foreign entities.
okay, yeah, but when have they actually been on American soil?
Yeah, they
World
attacked
War II.
Hawaii.
Yeah, World War II. That was literally like 60 years ago.
It was more than 60
Yeah, but-
years.
Okay, well, exactly. That was long ago.
All I said to you was there's examples of this having happened already, and you're like, but that was 50 years, so what? So what? So what if it's 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years? Who cares?
Women couldn't
Why
vote
would that
100
matter?
years ago. Does that not matter?
What?
You're literally
Yeah, no,
talking
because
in
no, you know what's so
circles.
funny that you were bringing up those points about what was it called, the term that you used about the arguments, and he's just bringing up women voting that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but all of a sudden it's a good point when he says it. I don't know. I think that this conversation needs to come to an end because we're clearly not going to agree. I don't think that anybody, man or woman, should have any government control over anything that they do, whether it comes to their bodies, their health care,
I mean,
or
it's
their
really
service to our
interesting
country.
that-
I'm a
it's really interesting that
patriot.
Every time we get to the point where we test your logic, you want to shut the conversation.
What are you talking about? I
have
am.
this opinion, Andrew, and what I think is what man.
What the fuck are you talking about,
logically-
actually?
Let me logically test this opinion to see if it's sound. Let me logically test your argument to see if it's sound. You're like,
I am
"No, think
agreeing
there's
with you.
something
I said that the logical argument that you made and then the second conclusion that you made are true. I don't think that men should be drafted. I don't think that the government should have control over women's bodies.
Yeah, but that is what we're testing now. Whether or not you actually think men or women should not be drafted. That's
I don't
that's
think that
what we're
anyone should be
testing.
drafted.
Yeah,
I think
know,
that
but
ideally we live in a country where people are patriotic and they want to fight for this country, and that if there should be a war where there is a foreign enemy who is attacking us, that we have enough people, which by the way we already do because there's tons of benefits in the military. You get all these different benefits. Lots of people are in the military because they want to be in the military. I am not against the military. I am very for this country. I'm very for this government. But I think that there's different ways that we could go about
Can you
it.
repeat back the question I actually asked you?
You asked me if we should have a draft if there is to be a someone invading our country.
Yeah.
And we need military people. I think that no, there shouldn't be. And if there is, then it should be open to all genders. I don't think it should just be men.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then
I'm not saying that something is
Wait,
true.
yo. You gotta let. He started talking. You had.
Sorry.
You were just let him talk. Go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah.
So anyway, if you so your first claim is no, right? No, they just shouldn't be able to draft the citizenry in order to protect the country, right?
And if they do,
No, not if they do. They shouldn't, right? Yeah, so that's the claim, is that they should not. So if you had an enemy who was invading, who said, for instance, that their intended purpose was to enslave all of the women of the United States and put them in camps to do essay to them all day long, like the Japanese did in Nanking, for instance, right? Do you think that then the American government should draft the citizenry of the nation in order to protect the women?
I think that then at that point, the American people would join the military by their own
I have
ordinance.
a question. Do
Yeah,
you
let us assume that they're not, though.
Well, why are we assuming that they're not? Why does it have to be
Because
to your
it's
standard? But
baked
when I
into
bring something up, I'm not
hypothetical
logical, but you're bringing up something
It's
completely
baked into the
illogical.
hypothetical test your logic because it's baked into the hypothetical
Testing
test
my
your
logic?
Because it's based in the, yes, it's baked in the hypothetical test
is
your logic. That's
crazy.
why.
Andrew, do you think in that scenario that
It doesn't
men
matter
should
what
be
I
drafted?
think.
Yeah, do you think?
What
No,
I
because
think
if it
has
doesn't
Why
matter,
is it
then
not
why does it
what
matter?
you think?
Well, you know what though? No, wait. Actually,
You
before
don't
we
need
get
my position to know your position. It's not necessary.
Okay.
I promise.
I'm
You
not
know what I think?
interested
No.
in that.
before we do get any kind of, because I am trying not to, like, you know, obviously this is a hypothetical we're talking about. I do want to bring up the fact that in the beginning of this episode, they did talk about how Andrew and Brian would be playing devil's advocate, and that is the whole point, is to get us to have opinions. So I would like us to not get angry at Andrew, because these might not even be things that he believes in. This is just because he wants to get my opinion. So before we get angry, I just want to say that I think that it is a good point to bring up, to talk about in these situations if something would or would not be to happen. I think that if that was the situation, that if there was going to be a draft, it should not be limited to only men, because that is discrimination. It should be to everyone.
But now you switch the argument. So
No, because you're forcing me to. What else am I
I'm
supposed
not
to do in this
forcing you to.
situation?
I'm not-
I don't think that there should be a draft.
Would you just calm down? I'm not forcing you to. I'm trying to show you, right? If you say the answer is there should not be a draft, then is it not the entailment of that if the United States was attacked by a foreign entity who wanted to essay all of the women who were here and made that their stated goal, that under your logic then, we would not be able to draft any of the men in order to protect the country from this enemy? That would be the entailment, right?
I think that there would have to be some sort of mandate made. I am not. I know
That would be a
obviously.
draft, right?
Okay, where is that in the Constitution, is that one of our amendments that there's a draft?
No.
Where does that come from? Because just remind the audience really quick where that comes from.
I would have to pull up the exact details. But
Okay,
it's
so
not-
if it's something that is not written directly in our Constitution or our Bill of Rights, then that's
That can
something
be
that can be
changed,
changed
yes.
by the Supreme Court, by the Congress, by the President. So if we were inevitably going to be in a war where it is a world war, where there is foreign enemies attacking us, I think that our government could probably change a few rules around.
To say what though?
To say that if we need to fight for our country, then we should. And I think that
Okay, then
honestly,
that would be a draft then. So that negates your position.
you're forcing me into a corner here. I don't know what more you want me to say.
Listen, I just want you to understand. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to
I don't
show
feel
you something
tricked. I feel
important.
kind of like just
I'm
confused.
trying to show you something super
Yeah, me
important.
too.
I'm just walking you through when somebody says,
confused.
I think this shouldn't be the case, right?
This shouldn't be the case right now in this country right now where there's no imminent
Okay,
war.
I know. But if you say, I think X thing shouldn't be the case, I go, okay, that's fair, right? Why? You go, well, because of these reasons. And I say, okay, well, let me test those reasons with a scenario, right? And see if those reasons hold up. So in this case, you say, nobody should ever get drafted. That ought never happen. And I say, okay, but what about in the scenario where we're attacked by a foreign entity who wants to essay everything, we don't have enough troops, right? Should we do it then? You say yes. Well, then now I know that you do believe in a draft just under certain conditionals, right?
Well, you just said there's not going to be enough military. So what do you want me to say? Let my country burn? Is that what you want me to say?
Right. Well, that would be.
But I'm not talking about a draft. Also,
right?
where did this draft come in? Because I thought we were talking about something completely. We were talking about
That's
women's rights. So where did this
exactly
come
what I was
from?
about to say.
I'll explain
This
it.
does
I'll
have to do with the
explain it.
politics.
Because women's rights has nothing to do. Women's rights has nothing to do with the control.
Bodily autonomy. It's because we're talking about bodily autonomy. That's where the draft came from.
I don't know. I need
That's
to
why we're
pee.
talking
Can
about
someone
it.
else talk
That's
about
why
this
it's
with him?
super important. That's why it's super important.
I thought this was
Because
about
if you-
dating, like
if
he
you can
said.
say-
Me too. Yeah. How did we get
Here's-
here?
This is not about the
Stop. 'Cause if
podcast.
you
This
can
is off
say,
topic,
here's
like
a
they told me.
realistic- If you can say, here's a realistic scenario in which I would suspend your bodily autonomy based on my personal safety, right? Which is what we're talking about, and we just walked through it, and you said you would do it. You said you would do that.
I do think that, but how does that relate to abortion? Because there's no situation in which I think that a man should have a right over a woman's abortion.
Right, except that.
No, there's no except.
But what if it's
What are you
his
talking
child?
about?
How do you know?
If
How
it's
do you know?
his
You wanna
child,
let
how are you
wanna
going to say
let me
he
give you a
doesn't have a right
counter-argument?
over that, though?
Because
You wanna
it's
use
her
it?
body,
It's a
and if you
fetus.
didn't
It's
want
it's not even a
to
fetus. It's an embryo. It's not even an embryo. It's cells.
Okay, but it's
Go
still a
ahead.
child being.
If that man
her
wants to,
body.
you know what? No, here's the thing. If that man wants to go ahead and pay for that kid for the rest of his damn life, then so be it. But that's why it's
Okay.
choice.
Yeah.
Choice means that you can have the right to choose. Choice does not mean that everyone has to get an abortion. That's literally not what that means. It means that if you want to get one, you can, and if you don't want to get one, you don't have to.
So what about when a woman has a baby but the dad doesn't want the baby? Should he have the option to opt out of being a parent like a mother does?
No,
No, the mother doesn't have that option. It's completely different. The baby's born. The baby's not born.
Actually,
But
mothers
she has
can
the
opt
option
out.
to opt out.
Yeah, and the mother can't give it up for adoption. There's many different policies around the country where you can leave it
But
at the
don't
fire
you
station,
think-
you can leave it
don't
at the
you-
police station.
Women can.
Women
Not the
can.
father.
Well, no, if the woman leaves it, how are they going to know who's the father?
No, but if the woman wants to keep it, the father cannot escape his
I disagree. You can go to the court. You can no, you can win it.
Wait, hold on.
No, you can win
wait.
that court case.
I want to have this back
I need
and
to
forth
pee.
here.
I'm gonna let her
Okay, you
talk.
go pee. Go ahead. I'll have the back and forth with you. So just to be clear, could you repeat that? So I said, well, what if the mom wants to keep the child and she actually goes through with the pregnancy and then shut up back there and she has the kid, right? Okay, but the father doesn't want
He
to.
never has the option to opt out.
So can you repeat what you said?
He should have worn a condom.
Okay. Now, this is an interesting argument to me. Can't we just say the same thing to women when it comes to abortion?
Yeah, but they can get an abortion.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
could have
that's his
had him wear a
point.
condom, or you could have been on birth
Yeah,
control.
but there's nothing wrong with getting an abortion.
But and
Let me explore that also.
Wow.
At what is there? Do you think there should be a cutoff?
There isn't there? Yeah.
No. Do you think there should be?
Yeah,
a cutoff?
definitely.
When's the cutoff?
I can't remember. I don't know the.
What do you mean? When do you think is right?
I haven't looked at how the fetus develops. I don't know the specific month. I
Okay.
think. Is it 24 weeks? I'm not sure.
Something like that.
but you think there is one. So
I think there should be a cutoff. Yeah.
so from that point, what do you think, Brian?
What do you mean?
Like, because you're saying if the cutoff point to say I don't know what it is either, but if it's 24 weeks, then a father should be able to opt out up to those 24 weeks.
I don't. Would you
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Well, it's just interesting. So, like, you're saying that, well, for men should keep their legs closed. But if we were to make that same argument when it came
About
to
you
women
should've
wanting
kept
to get
your legs
abortions,
closed.
you'd find that incredibly objectionable.
Men should keep their legs closed because they don't have a choice. Women have a choice.
Oh, wait, men don't have a choice.
Nope.
I thought you
that's-
were pro-choice.
Yeah, but
Oh, so women can have choices. Women can.
I think
hold on,
most-
stop. Women can escape from responsibility, but men can't.
it's not about escaping from responsibility.
What do you mean? Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
If there's a government that says you can't have an abortion and women want to get an abortion, and you say
Well,
you
fuck
get the
living
abortion,
somewhere like that.
well, cool. But you would be escaping from the responsibility of having to go through with the pregnancy, despite your wishes not to.
Maybe let's rephrase the terminology. Let's think about the word abortion. Say it's not actually aborting a fetus or baby or whatever you want to call it. A woman is aborting her parental responsibility. Shouldn't a father also have that opportunity to abort his responsibility to that child?
I don't know, but I think a lot of women, when they're about to have an abortion, do, or considering it, I mean, I don't know, but I think they do talk to their partners usually and get their opinion from people I know who've had abortions.
Nope.
They've not just made that decision.
I think
by
also you're.
themselves.
It's not like work.
Nope. Okay, so
not like
here,
work.
let me ask you this: what do you think about men who don't take care of their kids? Are they deadbeat dads?
Well,
Yes.
The
Are
kid
they
who's
deadbeats?
alive, the kid
They're
who's
not good,
breathing and alive,
Yeah,
they're
so-
deadbeats.
Do women who abort their children, are they murderers?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I
not
think that you guys are
murderers,
taking
but they're
abortion way too
deadbeat
lightly.
moms.
Every
Are
woman
they-
who
are
gets
they
an
deadbeat
abortion does not
moms?
take it lightly. It is not a light task.
They'd
Zip
be-
it.
They'd
I'm
be
having the
worse if
exchange here
they had the kid when they're not in a good position.
Are they
to.
so women who get abortions, are they deadbeat moms?
No.
Okay, so just to be clear, a father who just doesn't want to be financially involved or parentally involved, deadbeat. But a woman who literally ends a life, not
It's
a
not
deadbeat.
a life. It's not.
Okay.
I mean, you can think that, but I disagree.
When's the cut? When do you think is the cutoff? Like, do you believe there's a cutoff? Or
I'm not a doctor. and
Doesn't
neither are
matter.
you.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is that there, as soon as like, okay, listen, there is
What's the cutoff?
probably a mark.
Up until birth?
I don't think it's up until birth. I think that
No,
there's
what do you
probably.
think?
Heartbeat.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah,
scientist.
24
Okay,
weeks.
at what
Would
point
you agree
here-
heartbeat?
Do you think
Probably. I don't. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah. So okay, at what point should a woman not be able to get an abortion?
Probably when there is some sort of heartbeat, when there's a formation of an actual what looks like a fetus in the womb. I don't think that. I think that when there's simply a clump of cells. I think that also we're talking about this a little
I
bit
mean,
too
you're
lightly.
a clump of cells.
Well, sure, everybody is, but
I'd be able to murder you.
No, but this is a different story, and I understand that you're playing devil's advocate here, but I think that there's
I?
also something.
Yes.
And if you're not, then maybe you can have your opinion, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, abortion is not something that anybody should take lightly. It is a very, very difficult thing, and it's a medical procedure. It is someone doing surgery on the inside of your fucking womb.
Or pill.
That it is. The women come out of that, they don't feel good about it. They're not like, oh,
Okay.
whip, just got my abortion. But let me also say one more thing, and then I'll shut up if that's what you want.
Go ahead.
I think that the legislature that wants to ban abortions also wants to ban contraceptive care, and I think that
That's
like
fake news.
no, it's not. No, it's
Everything Trump
not.
says is fake news. What are you on
It's-
about?
Yeah, literally. What?
I
No,
mean, but good.
no, but we shouldn't ban contraceptive. So if you don't want someone to have an abortion, then they should have access to a Plan B. If you don't want women to have a Plan B, they should have access to birth control, and they should have
Well,
access
why
to
don't you
condoms.
Explain to me why it was then that there was far less babies born out of wedlock before we ever had any contraception.
Probably because of rape.
No.
True.
No,
what?
people
Sorry, I'm
are
not supposed to
more
say that word. Probably because of the R word.
The opposite. That would literally be the opposite. So I ask you the question: why were less babies born out of wedlock?
Oh, less.
Right? And you say because of grape?
Wait, I didn't understand the question. I thought you said more. I thought you said more.
Be born out of wedlock.
I thought you said more.
There's a lot.
This
to get
isn't about
through.
dating anymore. This is
Yeah,
about
there's a lot to get
bullshit.
through. Just the final question on this, though. Do you both?
Yeah,
of
no,
you,
it's all. It
hold
all
on, hold
involves
on.
dating.
Do
What are you
you?
talking like these conversations?
See, I would never date a man who has your
Brian's trying
opinion.
to talk.
Just
States
finish.
between men and women everywhere. Of course, this is related to dating. Political leanings related to dating. How your personality is related to dating. What you think about issues related about dating. If men and women think differently than each other,
Brian's trying to talk. Shut the fuck up.
Related.
What are you saying, Brian?
Brian, baby.
Brian, baby.
Okay, so final question on this, then we're going to move it forward immediately. So, do you guys think that men should pay child support before the child is born?
No.
No.
No. Only if it's for medical expenses, I do.
Is that a thing?
Medical
I don't
expenses,
know.
yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
not a
that's it.
thing. But you think that, like the woman, she's definitely gonna have the kid. Do you think men should start? There's a lot of expenses even prior to the child being born, medical expenses.
Yeah.
Should men have to pay child support before the child is even born?
Okay, well, have to is a strong term because usually child support is depending on a court case. So there is usually
but
that a woman
any-
will take a man to court. So are you saying that you think that a man should morally
We're asking
feel
about the moral imperative.
Okay, do I think that a man should I think that if a man and a woman are having a child together, that they should both foot those bills themselves together. Do I think that a man should pay for the whole thing? Absolutely not.
So,
the woman
hold
is
on,
also
that's-
paying for it.
You're answering a question that wasn't even asked.
What are you talking about then?
Yes.
He's asking if
should
a
pay.
man gets a chick knocked up, right? Should he have to pay for the care if she decides to keep the baby clear up through the pregnancy?
I think that should be taken to court.
Just medical expenses.
I think it should be taken to court. I think that if the man didn't want the baby, then he shouldn't have to pay.
Hold on.
The moral imperative.
Not to the mother. but
Brian is
medical
speaking.
expenses.
Shut up.
Why?
Oh my God. So I don't understand.
Got him.
I don't understand your position of it should be.
What color is your crystal?
It should be brought to court.
Because all child support cases, that doesn't come out of thin air. The man has to pay a certain amount of money if it's brought to court, and the judge decides that,
Right,
that this man
but
owes a
like-
certain amount of money.
If the child is actually his, he's going to be forced to pay child support.
I think that there's different
not
situations.
There's not a scenario where a woman brings a man to court over child support and paternity is established that he's going to be able to escape from 18 plus
So then
years.
then he shouldn't have gotten a woman pregnant. That's my opinion.
And- oh my God, this is, oh jeez. Okay.
I think you should have used the damn condom then, and she should have been on birth
but-
control.
Okay.
What if the condom rips?
That's happening.
Then take a Plan B. I'm so sick of you
The
people.
Plan B fell.
But so
For me,
can't we
Plan B
just
fell.
make the same argument?
What do you mean,
towards-
you people? Why did you say that to her? That was mean. What did
I
you-
didn't say it to her.
Yeah, you did. You said, then take Plan B. I'm sick of you people. What,
That's
what
not.
are you-
And
what
then
are you
she
doing?
responded
What are you
afterwards.
doing?
That's not. You're taking my words out of context.
Out of all respect,
I'm
Plan B
lightening-
did
I'm
not
trying to
work for me.
Lighten the mood. Calm down.